Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to be walking you through another optimization strategy, adjusting resources. So, perhaps you have already implemented some good design logic, you have utilized asynchronous and parallel processing, as well as caching to your advantage. However, there are still too many performance bottlenecks at particular parts of the platform. Sometimes the server's resources do need to be adjusted accordingly for the process that you are trying to utilize. While there are recommended minimum requirements for running decisions, this may not be sufficient for all of the processes that you are trying to execute. So, let's talk about the resources that you'll want to pay close attention to when it comes to making adjustments. There are actually four of them that you'll want to monitor pretty closely. The first one is the CPU. The second one is the RAM. The third one is going to be the disk space. And then the fourth one is database input output. These are the four areas that you'll want to check in your environment if you are still experiencing performance issues within your application after making the other performance changes. So how do you determine if an increase is necessary? As mentioned in Module 2, we have different tools that allow us to determine which of these resources may be exhausted. You want to use the results from running the .trace to determine if your CPU needs to be increased. You'll want to check the results from your .mem to determine if the RAM needs to be increased. Make sure to check the storage on the server to determine if the disk space needs to be increased. And if you want to check if database input and output needs to be increased, you'll want to look for the following performance issues in your environment, such as you have slow query execution, especially on read and write queries, high input and output wait times on the database server, or if you notice frequent timeouts or connection pool exhaustion when you're trying to connect to that external database server. These are going to be the four primary resources that you'll want to keep an eye on. I should mention that this is not an extensive list, and you should check with your IT ops team if other resource adjustments are necessary. However, as we have given you tools that allow you to determine these particular bottlenecks, it's important to utilize those tools that were taught in Module 2 so that you can recognize which of these areas may be causing the bottleneck. Thank you very much for watching, and we hope this helped.